Hello and welcome to TRTA TV. I'm Hope Osborne, the Team Support Coordinator, and I have with me Tim Lee, the Executive Director. How are you, Tim?
I'm good, Hope. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So we've sent out many inside lines talking about the upcoming primaries. Could you talk a little bit more about why they're so important?
Well, the first thing I'd say is that they're important because not very many people turn out to vote. And so the primaries are really the deciding elections in Texas. What we have in Texas are a lot of districts that just are uncontested in the general election. And so in our primaries, that's where we see the real races going on. We may have 3 or 4 Republicans or 2 or 3 Democrats running for the same seat, but by the time that we get to the November general elections, there's nobody else running in the race. And so the primaries really are the deciding races for so many of our Texas legislative districts.
Great. So about the contested elections, how many are contested in the state?
You know, we've looked at almost 20 years of election history in Texas, and what we've noticed is that there are only maybe 8 districts that are really going to be contested by the time that we get to the general elections in November. So when our members think about the most important thing that they can do to prepare for the next legislative session, it's send the right people to Austin to represent your point of view and your issues. So those people, for the very large percentage, are going to be decided right now in the primary elections.
And so one thing we really strongly encourage is voter turnout. How do TRTA members fare as voters?
Well, it's a great question. TRTA members vote, and that's just the bottom line. There are a lot of folks that they know that may not have as high a voter turnout as what our members will have. And I think that it is the duty of our TRTA members not only to show up at the polls, but also to encourage friends and family, especially those friends and family that are still in the education profession, to make sure that they are at the polls. Maybe they're doing their early voting that begins February 16th and goes through February 26th. The primary voter day is actually March 1st. And so what we want to do is make sure that all of the eligible voters that care about education, that care about TRS, are out there, and they're going to show up and they're going to make a difference.
That's great. So I heard that there is a pension review board meeting next week. Do you have any more details on that?
Well, what we know is that the State Pension Review Board is going to meet next week, February 11th. This will be the first meeting where the new PRB chairman, a gentleman by the name of Josh McGee, will take over as the chairman of that board. TRTA is very concerned about Mr. McGee being the chairman of this board. This is a group that is going to study pension policy in the state of Texas. We really do not know what direction Mr. McGee is going to take with this new board, and so this is our first chance to really see, what tone will he set on extremely important pension topics that range from state pension funds, including the teacher retirement system, to county funds, to municipal funds. So we're going to be there, and we're going to be watching and see exactly what will Mr. McGee have to do with the PRB.
Great. So lastly, do we have an update on HR 711, the windfall elimination provision bill?
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. It's a wonderful time for us to be working on HR 711, which is the bill that will reduce and change the windfall elimination provision so that our current retirees will get as much as a 37% increase in their benefits, and future retirees will have the impact of the current windfall cut in half. And so it's a great bill. Lots of congressional support from all over the country. We still have a number of legislators, congressional members, who have not signed on to HR 711 as co-sponsors. And so if your Texas congressional member is not yet signed on, please contact their office and ask them to sign on. What Kevin Brady really needs, who is the lead author of this bill, Congressman Brady is now the Ways and Means Chairman, but what he really needs is he needs to know that we support him. And that we're supporting his effort to get HR 711 passed as quickly as possible. So please contact your Texas congressional member. Let them know it's an important issue to you. If they're a sponsor, thank them for their support. If they're not yet a co-sponsor, ask them to join us in this cause.
Wonderful. Thank you for that update.
Thanks, Hope.
And thank all of you for watching TRTA TV. If you haven't already, like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. I'm Hope Osborne, this is Tim Lee, and have a wonderful rest of your day.